Listen, I love Kendrick Lamar. I love the pop-up. I think he's one of the top artists of this generation, period. Hate this election. It's in New Orleans. You don't get Lil Wayne? That's what we doing?
Yeah.
Listen, you don't get Lil Wayne in New Orleans for the
Hot
Super Bowl?
Boys.
Not just Hot Boys, Cash Money, all the songs Lil Wayne's done, whether it's Blink 182, there's no reason why Lil Wayne should not be performing in the Super Bowl. There's one person who's stopping this. I know, it's not really a secret. Lil Wayne had a problem with somebody before who's kind of part of the organization running it. This is payback. Who's Lil Wayne artist? Drake.
Yeah,
this
hating at this age is crazy.
It's crazy,
Yeah.
bro. It's ridiculous. Like Mike, this some hip hop shit that you.
Lil Wayne just jumped straight into the chaos between Drake and Jay-Z, and let me tell you, this mess is spiraling faster than anybody thought. What started as a rap feud between Kendrick Lamar and Drake has now exploded into something nobody saw coming.
I don't know what's going on, to be totally honest with you, so we'll school you behind the scenes. Lil Wayne not to be performing in New Orleans for the Super Bowl is egregious, and it gotta stop.
I can do that.
It gotta stop. Mike Mills will tell you what's going on later. It gotta stop, bro. It gotta stop, man.
Yeah, and I'm doubling down on that. Hating at this age is crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
I love Lil Wayne.
It's wild,
that,
bro.
Man. I work with Lil Wayne. I love him. Great dude. Great dude.
And this has nothing towards Kendrick. If anybody deserved it, Kendrick deserved it. But there's some backstory shit going on.
Yeah.
While Lil Wayne is not performing the Super Bowl.
All
Right.
good points.
Right, I can dig it.
Yeah, that's sad. That's so sad. Yeah, that's like really sad. Like, come on, man.
For real, bro.
You're that insecure, man. Like, come on.
It's crazy.
It all took a wild turn when Jay-Z allegedly picked Kendrick over Lil Wayne to perform at next year's Super Bowl halftime show. And fans are convinced this was Jay-Z's slick way of picking sides in the drama. But here's the kicker. Lil Wayne isn't about to sit back and let Jay-Z come at Drake sideways, because word on the street is he's ready to go toe-to-toe with Jay to defend his protégé. That's loyalty turned into war. Now, the hip-hop world is already a boiling pot, but this might be the match that sets it on fire. Drake's been battling his own legal mess with Universal Music Group, but now he's allegedly threatening to take it even further, going after the NFL itself if they dare let Kendrick perform Not Like Us during halftime. And it gets spicier. Drake's prepared to drag both UMG and the NFL into court if the performance goes down. But insiders claim Jay-Z, who's been pulling the strings on the NFL's music moves since Rock Nation took over in 2019, stepped in personally and warned Drake to stand down. That's not just shade, that's power play intimidation. Some industry whispers are even saying Jay-Z himself orchestrated Kendrick's halftime slot, using it as a low-key dagger aimed right at Drake. And let's not forget, these two have had beef simmering for years. Back in the early 2000s, when Drake dropped So Far Gone, Jay actually co-signed him and even featured him on Blueprint 3. From co-signs to Cold Wars, that's how fast this game can flip. Drake was still a rookie when he first got that co-sign from Jay-Z, and trust me, that stamp of approval meant everything. Jay even popped up on Drake's debut album Thank Me Later for the track Light Up, which looked like the start of a solid alliance. But here's where it flipped. While Jay had to grind through 3 albums to cement his legend, Drake came in swinging like he was already king of the rap throne. That bold energy didn't sit right with Jay at all. By 2011, the tension hit a new level. Jay-Z and Kanye dropped Watch the Throne the same year Drake released Take Care. Then Drake threw his first subliminal on DJ Khaled's I'm on One when he rapped, "I'm just feeling like the throne is for the taking. Watch me take it." That wasn't just a line, it was a straight-up challenge. And Birdman, oh, he jumped into the fire and gassed it up. In an interview with Tropical TV, Birdman went off, claiming Lil Wayne was miles ahead of Jay-Z. He said, "I don't think Jay-Z is a #1 MC in no kind of way. Wayne's the best. He do the most and make the most money. Can't nobody F with Wayne." That wasn't support. That was an open declaration of war. Fast forward to 2012, and Jay wasn't staying quiet. On Watch the Throne's lead single, H.A.M., he clapped back hard, rapping, "I'm like really half a Billy, you got baby money. Keep it real, they ain't got my lady money." And if you know Jay, that wasn't just a jab. It was surgical shade aimed at Birdman and Wayne's whole empire. But Wayne, he wasn't letting that fly. He stepped up for Birdman and flipped Jay's line into a full-on threat on It's Good, spitting about baby money with pure venom. That's when the Cold War between these camps went from subliminals to straight smoke. Lil Wayne went nuclear when he spit, "I got your baby money. Kidnap yo B. Get that how much you love your lady money." Whew, those weren't just bars. That was a straight-up threat aimed at Jay-Z's family. And of course, Drake couldn't resist sliding into the smoke too. On the same track, he threw in his own jab, rapping, "Please pardon my brother. He's just angry at you who don't have your heart in your rap-ish and got too effing comfy." That was Drake making it clear. He was riding with Wayne all the way. But here's the wild twist. Just a couple years later, Drake was suddenly showing a softer side. In a 2014 Rolling Stone interview, he admitted that Watch the Throne actually pushed him to be better, even inspiring one of his biggest hits, "Started from the Bottom." That's a crazy pivot from disses to giving flowers, right? By 2013, things even looked patched up, at least on the surface. Jay-Z and Drake linked up for Pound Cake / Paris Morton Music 2, which ended up on Drake's Nothing Was the Same. And get this, Jay had originally planned to keep the track for his own Magna Carta Holy Grail album, but in a rare move, he handed it over to Drake. That looked like peace. But in this game, peace never lasts long. Because just when fans thought the tension was cooling off, Drake reignited it. A few months after dropping Nothing Was the Same, he threw shade again in another Rolling Stone interview, this time clowning Jay for constantly name-dropping fine art in his verses. Drake said it felt like Hav couldn't drop bars without at least 4 art references, and even called the whole rap art obsession corny. Shots fired in broad daylight. And Jay? He wasn't about to eat that insult quietly. Just a month later, he slid a clapback into Jay Electronica's We Made It remix, spitting, "Sorry, Mrs. Drizzy, for so much art talk." That wasn't just a line. That was Jay flexing and mocking Drake at the same time. Jay-Z slid in with a cold flex on the We Made It remix, rapping, "Silly me, rapping about ish that I really bought, while these rappers rap about things and a bunch of silly ish that they ain't got." That was a surgical jab at Drake's whole image, but it didn't take long for Drizzy to clap back. Just a week later, he dropped Draft Day with the line, "I'm focused on making records and getting bigger." Just hits, no misses. That's for the married folk. Everybody caught it. He was poking fun at Jay's marriage while bragging about his hit streak. But Drake wasn't finished. During a Toronto Raptors playoff game against Jay-Z's beloved Brooklyn Nets, he hyped up his hometown squad by saying, "This is the people's team out here tonight. Toronto Raptors, Jay-Z somewhere eating a fondue plate." That was petty trash talk in front of a live crowd, and it sent the internet into a frenzy. The shade carried on until 2014, when things flipped in the weirdest way. Out of nowhere, Drake and Jay-Z posed together for a photo at the Detroit stop of Jay and Beyoncé's On the Run tour. After years of subs, petty digs, and lyrical crossfire, that single picture looked like a truce. Fans thought the beef was finally dead and buried. But oh, they were wrong. Fast forward to today, the beef has been resurrected, with the NFL announcing Kendrick Lamar, not Lil Wayne, as the headliner for the 2025 Super Bowl halftime show in New Orleans. The whispers started instantly. Industry insiders claim Jay-Z might be the one pulling the strings, and some are convinced he's using Kendrick as a weapon to settle old scores with Wayne and even Drake. Mace and Cameron even suggested on their show that Jay, who's been steering NFL music through Rock Nation since 2019, set this up deliberately, and DJ Academics doubled down, fueling the theory that Jay-Z is orchestrating the entire halftime gig just to crown Kendrick while undercutting Drake's camp. DJ Academics stirred the pot even deeper by pointing back to Drake's 2015 diss track Charged Up as one of the reasons Jay-Z might still be moving shady. On Twitter, he wrote that Jay-Z and Rock Nation are responsible for curating the Super Bowl halftime show. Remember that. Then he hopped on Instagram and added, "Jay set up the play." He ain't forget about that charged up verse. He the higher up that's basically calling Jay a puppet master pulling strings from the shadows. But just when you thought this circus couldn't get any messier, Drake raised the stakes. He filed not one, but 2 legal petitions against his own label, Universal Music Group. He's accusing UMG of boosting Kendrick Lamar's diss track, Not Like Us, with shady tactics, artificially inflating streams and exposure. Fans believe Drake is only doing this to sabotage Kendrick's upcoming Super Bowl performance, maybe as revenge, maybe as a warning. But either way, it's petty on a nuclear level. Insiders say Drake's biggest fear is hearing a stadium packed with fans chanting along while Kendrick calls him out on live TV. And to stop that nightmare, Drake allegedly went as far as sending a cease and desist to the NFL itself, warning them that if they allow Kendrick to perform Not Like Us at halftime, he's ready to sue. According to Media Takeout, Drake's lawyers made it crystal clear. If Kendrick performs that track, they'll drag both Universal Music and the NFL into court. That's not just rap beef anymore. That's a courtroom war. But fans aren't convinced Drake will win this fight because Kendrick has a heavyweight backing him. With Jay-Z reportedly behind Kendrick's halftime spotlight, a lot of people are saying Drake is swinging at giants and might be way out of his league this time. While Drake is busy throwing legal punches, Lil Wayne is making it clear he's ready to ride for his protégé no matter what. Insiders claim Wayne feels like Jay-Z deliberately played him by handing Kendrick the Super Bowl stage, and now he's drawing a line in the sand. To Wayne, this isn't just business. It's straight-up disrespect to both him and Drake. Rumors are swirling that Wayne has already reached out to his own legal team, exploring ways to challenge what he sees as a setup against his camp. Some folks close to him say Wayne isn't just thinking about a lawsuit, he's ready to use his influence in the industry to hit Jay where it hurts. One source even claimed Wayne feels like Jay used his Rock Nation position to ice him out and embarrass Drake on the biggest stage in the world. And let's be real, the history between Wayne and Jay makes this feud even nastier. They've traded bars, subliminals, and jabs before, but this time the stakes are higher. We're not just talking chart positions or streaming numbers. This is the NFL, the biggest platform in music, and Wayne believes Jay weaponized it against his team. Now fans are split down the middle. Some say Wayne stepping in makes things dangerous because it's no longer just Drake versus Kendrick. It's 2 rap titans, Wayne and Jay, standing behind their protégés. Others argue Wayne could be risking his own legacy by jumping into a legal and political fight that's already stacked against him. Either way, the streets are buzzing with one question. Is Lil Wayne really about to take on Jay-Z head-to-head in defense of Drake? If so, this beef could shift from diss tracks to a full-on power struggle in hip-hop. The internet is going crazy with this one because now it's not just Wayne, Jay, Drake, and Kendrick in the mix. It's the entire hip-hop community picking sides. Social media is split like a battlefield. On one side, you've got fans chanting Drake and Wayne forever, calling Jay-Z a gatekeeper who's protecting Kendrick like a chess piece. On the other, Jay-Z's supporters are saying Drake is crying foul because he's scared of Kendrick stealing the spotlight on the biggest stage in America. Even other rappers are chiming in. Some underground voices are siding with Drake, saying the system has always been rigged against him and Wayne, while industry vets are praising Jay-Z for elevating real lyricism by giving Kendrick the Super Bowl. One hot take from a fan post even went viral. This ain't about music no more, it's about who controls the culture. Meanwhile, media outlets are feeding the flames. Blogs and podcasts are debating whether Drake's lawsuits are genius strategy or pure desperation. And clips of Wayne's rumored legal threats are circulating like wildfire. Memes are everywhere too. Drake photoshopped crying at the Super Bowl, Jay-Z as a puppet master, and Kendrick laughing in the middle of it all. The craziest part? Every time a new headline drops, the beef only gets bigger. What started as subliminals and rap battles has turned into a full-on war with billion-dollar platforms, lawyers, and fan armies involved. And at this point, it's clear. Hip-hop hasn't seen chaos like this since the golden era of rap rivalries. Everybody knows Jay-Z is riding hard for Kendrick, especially now that he's locked in for the Super Bowl halftime show, which makes it look like Drake is swinging at giants and maybe fighting a losing battle. But here's the twist. Drake isn't standing alone. Word in the streets is that Lil Wayne has his back, and honestly, nobody's shocked. That's loyalty. And Wayne's got his own score to settle with Jay. Fans believe Jay-Z handpicked Kendrick not just to sideline Drake, but to keep Wayne off that stage out of pure pettiness. Child, the tension is thick. This isn't just a rap beef anymore. This is pride, power, and legacy clashing under the biggest spotlight in the world. And let me tell you, something tells me this drama is going to explode both before and after the Super Bowl. Mark my words, this story is far from over. Now I need to hear from you. Whose side are you on? Drop a comment below, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and share this with your crew. And of course, stay tuned because we'll be back with even more tea. See you on the next one.